A big decision from the U.S. Supreme Court today leaves state assault weapons bans in place. The court rejected challenges to assault weapons bans in Connecticut and New York. The Supreme Court has repeatedly turned away challenges to gun restrictions. So the issue of gun control is also front and center on Capitol Hill today with 4 amendments on the Senate table. But will there be a breakthrough? 2 of those measures are from Democrats, 2 are from Republicans. They are aimed at expanding background checks and denying gun sales to people who are on the terror watch list. Attorney Justin Sparks is joining us now in studio to talk about this decision and what this means in terms of states being able to pass new gun control laws. Let's begin, though, with what's happening in the Senate when you look at these 4 measures. Democrats and Republicans are at odds here, unable to meet a compromise in terms of if these amendments go far enough or if they go too far. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, my thoughts are the United States Supreme Court has essentially, by not acting today, said if states choose on their own to enact gun laws, we're not going to intervene. And I think there's going to be a line somewhere drawn, but we haven't found that yet.
And isn't part of this, too, that the Supreme Court right now is evenly divided in terms of liberal and conservative justices, and the new administration ushering in a new Supreme Court justice could change the balance there?
That's exactly right. So right now we have 4 and 4, liberals, conservatives. We don't have a 9th justice right now because that's been tied up in the Senate. And so you need 4 justices to hear a case. And neither side wants to hear the case because they don't know who's going to be the majority decision holder.
This is not the first time that legislation has been born out of a tragedy. We've seen this several other times before, and there's a chorus of voices around the country now because of what's happened here. To do something, and the simplest of all things to do, and where there seems to be some level of agreement, if someone like Omar Mateen has been under surveillance for 10 months, as was the case, questioned 3 times by the FBI, what if they'd been alerted to the fact that he was trying to purchase this weapon?
Well, it's really a twofold question. So if there is a law passed whereby you have to have a license to get the weapon or alerted when he gets the weapon, then there's 2 sides to it. Either he's going to know about the law and he's not going to go around that route.
He'll circumvent it and go to the black market, perhaps.
Exactly.
If he's that intent.
If he is. And we now know he was. But the time, hindsight's 20/20, of course. You know, back then we don't know his intent, and obviously the government didn't. What's more concerning is how the FBI questions him 3 times, and this ends up happening.
And someone had also alerted them to the fact that he was making an attempt to buy body armor. So is the tide shifting? I mean, we ask this question every time there's a tragedy like this. Is the tide shifting? Will we see something enacted that might prevent something like this from happening? And if not prevent it from happening, at least prevent someone like Omar Mateen from getting a gun the way in which he did?
I think we will on the state level. I think our liberal states will. I think our conservative states will not. I don't think we'll see it in Texas or anywhere in the South.
All right, Attorney Justin Sparks, thank you for your insight. Following it very closely, we appreciate it.